Ben, just let me ask you one question. Why were you just sitting there? Oh, I was having a rest in the siding, maybe. Later that evening. I can't believe you did that to me, Bill. How was I supposed to know you were sitting in that siding? And by the way, shouldn't you have been working, maybe, instead of just, I don't know, slacking off? I was taking a break. Goodbye. Ben backed up to the coaches. Oh, hey Ben, I do not want to hear it, Boko. Why are you stuffed up in the boiler? Ben was still cross. Even though he enjoyed pulling coaches through the countryside, he was still mad at Bill from the other day. I'll show him who's the better brother, he said. Stupid Bill, stupid boy. Oh my goodness! Ben tried to brake, but it was too late. Bill was still mad. Bill me hearty, look out! Oh, no! Bill laid in the ocean for almost a whole day. Me hearty, are you okay? No, Salty, do I look okay to you? Jeez, I was just asking. Ben came rushing through the docks just in time to hear Bill say, "Bust my buffers," said Bill. "I think you have," said Ben. Wait, what happened to your old buffers? What, the gold ones? Yeah, those were just replacements until my actual black buffers arrived. Huh, interesting. The three engines looked off into the ocean. I'm sorry for what I said earlier, Ben. It's all right, Bill. Then Salty chimed in. Are you two gonna stop being at each other's buffer beams now? Yes, Salty, we are.
Every year, on the date of the accident, it runs again as a warning to others, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul. Percy, what are you talking about? The ghost train. Driver saw it last night. Where? Asked Thomas and Toby. He didn't say. Oh, it makes my wheels wobble to think of it. Puh, said Thomas. You're just a silly little engine. I'm not scared. Thomas didn't believe in your ghost, said Percy next morning. His driver laughed. Neither do I. It was only a pretend ghost story. Percy was disappointed. That evening, he came back from the harbor. Percy knew where he was, even in the dark. Crow's Farm Crossing. We shan't be long now. He liked running at night. The rails hummed and the signal light shone green. But a broken cartload of lime lay ahead. Sam the farmer had just gone for help. Percy broke the cart to smithereens. Lime flew everywhere. He puffed quickly to the nearest signal box. Percy's driver explained what had happened. "I'll see to it," said the signalman. "But you'd better clean Percy, or people will think he's a ghost." Percy chuckled. "Do let's pretend I'm a ghost and scare Thomas. That'll teach him to say I'm a silly little engine." Toby promised to help. Thomas was being oiled up for his evening train. "Percy's had an accident," cried Toby. "Poor engine," said Thomas. "Botheration! That means I'll be late. They've cleared the line for you, but there's something worse." "Out with it, Toby. I can't wait all evening." "I've just seen something," said Toby. It looked like Percy's ghost. It said it was coming here to warn us." "Puh, who cares? Don't be frightened, Toby. I'll take care of you." Wailed Percy. "No, no, not by the smoke on my chimney, chim. I'll chuff and I'll puff and I'll break your door in." "Oh dear," exclaimed Thomas. "It's getting late. Oh, I'd no idea. Oh, I must find Annie and Clarabelle." It was morning when Thomas returned. "Where have you been?" asked Toby. Well," said Thomas, "I knew you'd be sad about Percy, and I didn't like to intrude. I slept in the freight shed and..." "Oh, sorry, can't stop. Gotta see a coach about a train." Percy was none the worse for his adventure, and was still enjoying himself enormously. He had heard everything. Well, what do you know about that?" "Anyone would think," chuckled Toby, "that our Thomas had just seen a ghost."
Toby and Henrietta are enjoying their new job on the island of Sodor, but they do look old-fashioned and need new paint. James was very rude whenever he saw them. "Ugh, what dirty objects," he would say. At last, Toby lost patience. "James," he asked, "why are you red?" "I am a splendid engine," answered James. "Ready for anything. You never see my paint dirty." "Oh," said Toby innocently, "that's why you once needed bootlaces, to be ready, I suppose." James went redder than ever and snorted off. It was such an insult to be reminded of the time a bootlace had been used to mend a hole in his coaches. At the end of the line, James left his coaches and got ready for his next train. It was a slow goods, stopping at every station to pick up and set down trucks. James hated slow goods trains. Dirty trucks from dirty sidings. Blech! Starting with only a few, he picked up more and more trucks at each station till he had a long train. At first, the trucks behaved well, but James bumped them so crossly that they were determined to pay him back. Presently, they approached the top of Gordon's Hill. Heavy goods trains halt here to pin down their brakes. James had had an accident with trucks before and should have remembered this. "Wait, James, wait," said the driver, but James wouldn't wait. He was too busy thinking what he would say to Toby when they next met. The truck's chance had come. "Hurrah, hurrah," they laughed, and banging their buffers, they pushed him down the hill. On, yelled the trucks. "I've got to stop! I've got to stop!" groaned James. Through the station they thundered. Disaster lay ahead. Something sticky splashed all over James. He had run into 2 tar wagons and was black from smoke box to cab. He was more dirty than hurt, but the tar wagons and some trucks were all to pieces. Toby and Percy were sent to help and came as quickly as they could. "Look here, Percy," exclaimed Toby. "Whatever is that dirty object?" "That's James, didn't you know?" "It's James's shape," said Toby. "But James is a splendid red engine, and you never see his paint dirty." James pretended he hadn't heard. Toby and Percy cleared away the unhurt trucks and helped James home. The Fat Controller met them. "Well done, Percy and Toby." He turned to James. "Fancy letting your trucks run away. I am surprised. You're not fit to be seen. You must be cleaned at once. Toby shall have a new coat of paint." "Please, sir, can Henrietta have one too?" said Toby. "Certainly, Toby." "Oh, thank you, sir. She will be pleased." All James could do was watch Toby as he ran off happily with the news.
The bluebells are coming, oh ho, oh ho. The bluebells are coming, oh ho. "If you must sing, Percy," grumbled Douglas, "can't you sing in tune? Anyway, our song's about Campbell's, and mine's about bluebells." "Then it's daft. Bluebells are flowers. Flowers can't come, they grow." "My song isn't daft." Percy was indignant. "It is then. I can fine about bluebells. We've a song called The Bluebells of Scotland." "But," said Percy triumphantly, "the bluebells of England are different. They're engines, and one of them's coming with his controller." "Didn't you listen," he went on severely, "to the Fat Controller telling us about it?" "I was away." "Oh dear, I couldn't understand it all, but engines on the other railway aren't safe now. Their controllers are cruel. They don't like engines anymore. They put them on cold, damp sidings, and then—" Percy nearly sobbed. They cut them up." "You're right there," agreed Douglas. "If I hadn't escaped, I'd have been cut up too. It's all because of yon diesels. They're all devils," he added fiercely. "Fair play, Douglas," reminded Percy. "Some are nice. Look at Rusty and Daisy." "Maybe so," answered Douglas. "I'd never trust one myself, but what I cannot understand is all your blether about bluebells." "The bluebells are kind people who want to save engines. They've made a place in England called the Bluebell Railway. Engines can escape there and be safe." "Like me when I'm away here," Yes, Percy went on, just like that. If they are old or ill, a fitter makes them well. They can have their own special colours, all the coal and water they need, and pull trains too. Ah, that's braw hearing, said Douglas with feeling. The Fat Controller says Stepney was the first engine to escape there, so he's asked him to visit us and bring his controller. But, objected Douglas, how about yon diesels? Mightn't they catch him on the way? We thought so too, said Percy, but the Fat Controller says there's no danger of that. Stepney's a match for any diesel. Besides, his controller will take care of him. He's a brave engine for all that, said Douglas admiringly. Fancy fighting his way through all those diesels just to see us. Look, squeaked Percy, the station's crowded. Sully, how can I look unless there'd be a corkscrew? Why have they all come? There's no train. But Percy was wrong. The signal dropped, and from far away an engine whistled. A gleam of yellow shone through the bridge girders. Here he comes, yelled Douglas. Poop, poop, peep, peep. The two engines whistled excitedly in welcome. Peep, peep, replied Stepney, as with passengers and people waving and cheering, he puffed proudly through the junction on the last stage of his long journey.
(2007). One day, Edward had just pulled his last train to N.W.R station, when suddenly he heard a voice. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Edward didn't know what to say, so he just said, yes, hello, it's me. Edward the Blue Engine. And who are you? My name is Victoria. I used to work back on the Furness Railway until that railway eventually closed down and my engine didn't take me with him. And he came here. His name was Albert. I never saw him again, but I came here. But I was just left here. Edward was upset. He remembered what happened to Albert on that terrible day. Oh, Albert. He didn't want to say what happened because he didn't want to sadden the mood. Edward finally spoke up. Well, Victoria, let's just say wherever Albert is, he's in a better place. And what he did on that day will never be forgotten. Albert was a true hero. I'm sorry, Victoria. I have to go now. Gotta take these coaches back to N.W.R station. I'll come and get you later. Okay, I promise. And Edward puffed away. Edward kept his promise and he took Victoria to the works. Edward soon made it to the works. Well, Victoria, I hope to see you again soon, but I gotta go back to the sheds now. Be safe. Bye. And with that, Edward puffed away. Edward was still thinking about Victoria when he got back to Tidmouth Sheds, but he was so tired that he forgot all about it and fell asleep. What the hell? Edward, quick question. What happened at the old Sattery Harbour? Well, Thomas, legend has it that there was an engine who used to work there. But one day, something went horribly wrong. He was pulling a goods train, he was going too fast, and then... the place blew to smithereens, and then they didn't have the money to rebuild it, so they abandoned it. Then Brendam Docks was built, and then, yeah. I don't know what you saw, or why you're asking, but there you go. Thanks, Edward. Thanks a lot. I wonder what will happen. Psst, Percy! Psst, Percy, wake up!
What do you want, Thomas? I was happily sleeping.
Sorry to disturb you, Percy. I just need you to come by N.W.R Harbour. I just want to talk to you.
I'm not gay, Thomas. No, that's not what I meant, you idiot. Just meet me where Henry usually picks up the flying kipper, okay? If it's anything to help out a friend.
Thanks, Percy. See you then, mate.
God, I hate that tank engine sometimes. What do you want, you dumbass?
Gee, thanks, and I thought you said help out a friend. Wait, what's that mist rolling in? Why is the fog coming in at all? I am so confused. You?
I honestly couldn't care less. Besides, if you still think ghosts are real, I don't know what to tell you. You're just an idiot.
Wait, what's that in the sky? Is that?
I think it's the engine from the harbor.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think so.
Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. This is how you repay me? Looking at my ghost for fun? This is what you think is fun? I'll show you fun.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore.